AVC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, Patrons, Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Woodsfield Savings Bank, Papa John's of Cambridge, The Rogers Company, and Valentine Insurance.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to high school basketball tonight on WILE 97.7 and YRPtv. Streaming the video to tonight, the Bobcats on the road for round 2 of the Guernsey County rivalry with the Meadowbrook Colts. From the corral, Bill Kafury, John Valentine, high above the court to give you round 2 of this contest. These two teams just met a couple weeks ago. January the 3rd, the Bobcats pulling off a win there, just their third of the year. As a matter of fact, that was the last time the Cats picked up a win. And the Colts come in still winless on the season at 0-14. Something's got to give tonight.
Yeah, and both teams played last night too. So, things might be a little dicey tonight with the legs, trying to be able to get used to that. But I think both teams played doubleheaders last weekend too, or last Saturday. So, yeah, interesting to see what will happen here. Meadowbrook coming off a tough loss last night to Maysville, which there's been a lot of tough losses against Maysville. Maysville Panthers are pretty darn good this year. Don't think they've lost a game yet. So, Meadowbrook or Maysville had their way here last night. And then in Cambridge, you and I were there for the Bobcats and Union Local. Tight game, 2-point game with a minute to go. And then things got a little bit of hand with some free throws down the stretch, and the Cats came away with another loss. Union Local sweeps that series. So, in this particular game, anytime you play a rival or a team that's close to you and you got a lot of familiar faces, records, they always say throw the records out, whatever. Well, there's some familiarity between kids, and you see everybody down the street every once in a while, and, you see them at the store, those kind of things. So, that's kind of always been my mentality. You throw the records out, all that stuff doesn't mean anything. No way do you want to lose this game. So, and no better way for Meadowbrook to get their first win of the season against your cross-county rival.
A lot of pride, a lot of emotion that's involved in this game. Coaching staff, players, fans. This is just the way it is when your neighbor down the road is coming into your court. So the Cats tonight have to take business seriously. And as you said, back-to-back nights, and we're kind of at that point of the season. We didn't talk last night about it very much, but, you're only, 6 games away from the postseason. So if you're going to get better, you better get better in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, now's the time. Once that calendar flips into the new year, once January hits, you ought to have all your plays in place. You ought to have your schemes and your comfortability with the other players, and all those things need to be in place. That's kind of what December is all about, and November. Once January comes, man, it's time to start thinking about February and March and getting ready for the tournament. And that's with knowing your personnel, right, from a coaching perspective, knowing who on the bench can do what and in what situations. So it's not just the players. It's the coaching staff learning their players as well. So, yeah, it's all hands on deck once January comes. And now we're already – halfway through January. So now is definitely the time for both these teams to start putting some serious tournament thoughts together.
Yeah, when these two teams met before January the 3rd, the Bobcats came out with a 60-41 win and pretty much led it at the end of every period. The Colts challenged a little bit early, but as has Cambridge, the Colts have those periods of bad basketball where you don't score, you don't play good defense, and the other team has a big quarter. The Cats did that to them in the first matchup here, and particularly in the third period. This game was a 5-point game at halftime. Cambridge on top 28-23. Then the Bobcats put 22 points on the board in the third period. The Colts only able to put up 7 and, was coasting home from that point on. But, the Colts have some guys that can score the ball. Colton Delancey had 17 in the first match. Dane Singleton, 16. But Delancey not able to go tonight, so that's going to be a blow to the Colts. And on the Bobcat side, Josiah Barnett really had his coming out party in that first matchup. He scored 24, and from that point on, he's been one of the most consistent scorers for the Bobcat.
Yeah, and they really rely on Josiah, not only from a scoring perspective, but he runs the floor. I mean, he's the point guard. He's involved in every single situation, and he needs that ball in his hands. And so, you know, Cambridge goes as Josiah Barnett goes. And one thing that we did not mention, yes, Colton Delancey will not participate tonight. However, the Colts do get Easton Eibel back, who sat out the first game. So, and like Barnett, he's kind of that go-to guy on the offensive side. He is the court general. He's got the ball in his hands all the time, still nursing that ankle issue, but he did play last night, so I expect him to be here tonight too.
Yeah, he can be one of those guys because with the ball in his hand, he can create a little bit for himself, for others, and he's got a decent outside shot. But, you know, when you don't play for a long period of time, it takes you a while to get back into it. And we saw a little bit of that last night for the Bobcats in Reagan Rogers, who missed pretty much the entire first half of the season. And then he started to play himself back into shape. And last night had a career night and scored real well, played good defense. And he's going to get a start again tonight because of that. Yeah,
it takes a while to get your legs under you. That's usually the first month of the season. That's why basketball is a little shaky for those football players or just really anybody that's not out there running. Practice is one thing, but game speed is absolutely totally different. So it's really tough to get those legs underneath you. And for those guys coming back, as you said, from injury, Reagan did have a kind of a breakout night last night. That's kind of his motor anyway. He's an aggressive guy on the floor and likes to turn it up on defense anyway. And Easton can do the same thing on their side too. So, you know, it's interesting to see how his ankle reacts tonight in a rivalry matchup where you would assume the game would be a little bit closer than playing against Maysville last night.
Pre-game is going to continue here from the Corral as the Bobcats on the road to take on the Colts. We'll step out, be back with a closer look at tonight's starting lineups right after this.
Do they really know you and what coverages you need? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. We take time to learn about you and your insurance needs so you can feel comfortable that you're receiving the right coverages at the best possible prices. Find us on Facebook, stop by our office, or give us a call at 994-1776. Valentine Insurance, a partner you can depend on.
They say they'll get your biggest tax refund. Jackson Hewitt says your biggest tax refund guaranteed, and a chance to double your tax refund. Thousands in weekly prizes during the Double Your Refund sweepstakes. Your biggest refund times 2, twice the money, so forget about them. File your taxes on the double at Jackson Hewitt today. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to U.S. residents 18 or older who file a 2022 federal tax return. Promotion ends 4/2/23. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for rules.
When choosing a wireless provider, you're forced to compromise. But what if you didn't have to? What if you could get reliable service without a contract and save money? Introducing Total by Verizon, a new no-contract, no-credit check carrier for you and your family with plans starting at just $30 a month on America's most reliable 5G network. Total by Verizon is available at totalbyverizon.com and at Walmart based on first-place rankings and RootMetrics first half 2022 5G assessments of 125 metros. Experiences may vary, not an endorsement.
The Rogers Company congratulates the Meadowbrook Colts team on a great season. The team at Rogers Company works hard, too, to earn your business. They inspect, install, and repair all makes and all models of furnaces, humidifiers, and air purifiers. Don't be left out in the cold. Give them a call at 740-685-8677.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
I was sitting in my car, and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood, and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio, I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door, and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Welcome back to the Corral. Meadowbrook High School, Bill Kafury, John Valentine. As we take a closer look at tonight's starting lineups, let's start with the visiting Bobcats. A little different lineup for the Bobcats last night. Some pretty good play out of those new starters, and tonight they'll get a second chance. And they'll start with Garrett Carpenter, 5'10 freshman, Caden Moore, the 5'10 senior Josiah Barnett, 5'9 sophomore Braden Gregg, 6'1 junior, and Reagan Rogers, 5'11 junior. A little undersized, but coming off the bench now, you got your two post players in Davion Barr and Devin Ogle. And the Bobcats really haven't had a true post all year, JV, as they've kind of used an open form a little bit and really have connected a lot from the outside. But when those two guys come in, they feed off of each other, and they do get to the hoop.
Yeah, they have a good two-man game with each other, sharing the ball inside when they do be able to get the ball in the blocks. They share the ball really well. And both of them can score, and both of them can put the ball in the hole, especially from close range. Davion shooting 60% on the season, currently ranked number 7 all time in a single season in Cats history. So, and Devin's not far behind with that too. So yeah, those guys can put the ball in the hole. It'd be interesting to see them coming off the bench tonight.
For the Colts tonight, they will start 5'8 senior Cordell West, 6'1 sophomore Gunnar Davis. Easton Eibel, who's been injured much of the season, a 5'10 senior getting a start tonight. Justice Huey at 5'10 and the sophomore, and 6'3 senior Dane Singleton. Tough season for the Colts, and again, it's been one of those things they've struggled to put offense on the board tonight, and missing Colton Delancey, they're going to have that problem again.
Yeah, as a team, they only average 39 points a game to begin with. So, from a scoring perspective, as you mentioned, Delancey, missing him tonight's huge because he's second on the team with 8 points a game, right behind Dane Singleton, who's about 9 points a game. So, and Easton, hasn't played for a while. So for him to get his feet wet, who knows what he's going to look like tonight. So again, they only average 39 a game anyway. But, now's the time for Coach Jarrett to be able to get these guys to start gelling together. Especially if one of your leading scorers isn't here tonight, senior or sophomore Delancey, a good chance to get some other guys some action and see how they gel together, getting them ready for a tournament run.
Bobcats and the Colts, round 2, coming up from the Corral right after these messages.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings, or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272, or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
I'm not buying till I check Down Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
The Rogers Company congratulates the Meadowbrook Colts team on a great season. The team at Rogers Company works hard, too, to earn your business. They inspect, install, and repair all makes and all models of furnaces, humidifiers, and air purifiers. Don't be left out in the cold. Give them a call at 740-685-8677.
Welcome back to the Corral for tonight's contest for the Bobcats and the Colts cats being introduced now. Once again, their starters, Garrett Carpenter, Caden Moore, Josiah Barnett, Braden Gregg, Reagan Rogers. Expect Davion Barr and Devin Ogle to enter pretty quickly. And even Rylan Matthews got in for a few minutes last night, saved some minutes for him. And hard to tell just how deep the Cats might go tonight. For the Colts, Cordell West, Gunnar Davis, Easton Eibel, Justin Huey, and Dane Singleton. Talk about this every game, JV, but the keys for both these teams, number one, got to be taking care of the basketball.
Oh, for both teams for sure, because Cambridge averages 15 turnovers a game, and Meadowbrook averages 24 turnovers a game.
Expect to see the Cats crank up that full court pressure.
Yes, I would expect that you're going to see that early and often from Cambridge, is putting that pressure on Meadowbrook, especially because they're young and they're inexperienced, but it's also Easton Eibel's probably second game back. I believe he played last night and then tonight. So he may not be real fresh with the ball in his hands either. So giving him some extra pressure will certainly help. So, yeah, Cambridge is going to pressure the ball. Meadowbrook's got to limit those turnovers, try to slow the game down as best they can, and let Cambridge shoot those outside shots. If they want to shoot those threes, let them shoot it. They're only shooting 27% on the season. That's your only way to be able to stick with Cambridge. Make it a slower game, a half-court game, and make Cambridge settle for those outside shots.
And that's what the Bobcats do best, is actually when they can get it in a full-court game, they play a lot better than they do in the half-court set.
Exactly. So that's why you need to limit them as much as you can and slow the game down. And as you said, for Cambridge, speed, speed, speed. Get up and down the floor as much as you can. A lot of easy buckets will come off of that transition, and then that way it takes the pressure off your shooters.
Gregg and Singleton in the center circle. And the ball tapped a couple times. Reagan Rogers comes out of there with it all the way to the hoop. Might have got a little hack there, but got out in front of the officials. Our buddy Dave Davidson running the stripe tonight rather than the scoreboard here. So Cats can't score in that opening possession. Eibel with it. Into the corner. Huey gets it back off the feed, takes it to the hoop, rattles it in and out. Got his own rebound, right back up again and in. So Huey gives the Colts an early lead, 2-zip. Cambridge back on the attack. Look, a little matchup for the Colts as Moore penetrates. Fade away from the baseline, no good, a long rebound. And Braden Gregg will keep it alive for the Bobcats, give him a second opportunity.
Probably not the shot that Coach Pertusic's looking for there right away, but Caden feeling it early.
Carpenter feeds it down low. Rogers back to Carpenter. And they'll reset and swing it left side. Deep three, Barnett short of the mark. And Gregg got a hand on it, couldn't control this one, and it will go back to the Colts, who lead a 2-zip.
And as we expected, Meadowbrook running that half-court zone to be able to spread Cambridge out and make them settle for those threes.
Full court pressure applied by the Bobcats. Inbounded. West will reverse it back to Eibel. And the Cats will fall back into their half-court man. Eibel trapped out on top. Barnett will come up with the steal, take it all the way in, lay it up, and one. Josiah Barnett, when he plays aggressively on both ends, and he was admonished a little bit last night because he didn't play really good defense, and he watched a little bit more than maybe he normally would, but he picked it up right there.
Sure did. That was picture perfect, really. Caused the turnover, took it to the hole, made the bucket, and got the foul.
Did not connect on the free throw. We saw him go 3 for 3 last night, but that'll tie it at 2 apiece with 6.5 left here in the opening frame. Huey across the timeline again against Barnett and trying to feed it down low to West and a little bit too far out in front of him, and the Colts have turned it over in back-to-back possession, something we talked about they can't do.
Yeah, they break the press, relax, take your time, and run that nice half-court set.
Carpenter on the attack. Had that shot blocked, kicked it back out to Moore. He'll penetrate, go back to the left side, off the glass softly, but rattles in and out. West with the rebound, and Huey will bring it across the timeline. Tapped away from behind, and that's the play that got Barnett in trouble last night. Is he's too happy to let the offensive guy get by him and try to reach from behind rather than just stay out in front of him.
Yep. And it's an easy call for an official, too.
He picked up a few fouls doing that last night as the Colts do get it across the timeline. Davis guns one from deep. That one rattles in and out. Gregg with the rebound, off to Barnett. Penetrates, kicks it back out to Gregg. Goes baseline. Rogers on the kick out. Moore standstill three. That one off the mark. Carpenter crashing the boards, and he'll get the tie up. But the arrow will favor the Colts this time down. Still 2-2, 5:37 left in the opening period. And we'll have our first substitution as Devin Ogle steps to the scorer's table for Braden Gregg.
Braden Gregg, 3 rebounds already in this first quarter.
Braden at 6'1" and those long arms. He plays bigger than that.
He sure does.
Colts get it inbound. Huey over the double team to Eibel. West across the half-court stripe. Singleton back out on top. And Eibel will reset. Off the dribble to the foul line. West will penetrate, kick it back out. Eibel 3 ball from the wing. Cha-ching! And that's kind of what's been missing from this Colt offense.
Yeah, he's their best offensive threat anyway, so having him out of the lineup has been huge.
Garrett Carpenter down the lane off the feed from Ogle. And he'll make it a 5-4 game. Colts on top. Cats again, some full court press. Eibel up ahead, and the Cats again with the steal. This time Rogers leading it the other way. Kicks it out, 3 ball from the corner. Well, there was a whistle. Okay, I couldn't hear it.
The crowd was so loud.
Kind of kept playing a little bit, but that will be a foul on Huey as he blocked Rogers heading down the lane. First on the team, 4:45 left, and it is 5-4. Colts, and the Cats will get it in the corner. Back out on top, Rogers to Moore. Fakes the 3. And, they will call the charge. Cordell West jumped to the side and jumped in front of Moore and then flopped pretty good, and he flopped well enough. At least one of the 3 officials agreed with what he did.
And they looked at each other like, are you really going to call that?
Well, they did. Caden Moore picks up his first foul. The Cats will turn it over. Eibel against full court pressure gives it up again. Bobcats pressing the ball, and Cambridge will give it right back as Moore tried to find Barnett in the corner. So both these teams a little sloppy here in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 turnovers for the Colts here. Again, it's going to happen because of that press. Cambridge is going to continue to push the envelope here, but Cambridge is going to have to take care of the ball once they do cause the turnover.
This time the Colts handle it. Eibel up ahead. The layup blocked by Barnett as West looked like he was going to have an easy one. Cambridge will bring it right back the other way. The floater by Rogers short of the mark, and it will go out of bounds back to the Colts. .412 left here in the opening period. Still 5-4 Meadowbrook. And they'll be back on the attack against this Cambridge press, which has forced a number of turnovers here early. Eibel going to get trapped again. And a timeout quickly taken by Coach Jarrett with 3:59 left in the period. The Colts up on top 1-30. We'll take the 30 with them and be back right after this.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 994-1776.
Now, quick timeout by the Colts to talk a little more strategy, and with that, they'll get Dane DeVillas in the game. 3:59 to go, 5-4, Colts on top. Inbounded to Davis, and again, the Cats quick hands. Davion Barr back in for the Bobcats as well as Moore penetrates, feeds it off to Ogle. And he'll finish, and the Cats retake the lead at 6-5.
Good look there by Caden. Being aggressive, taking it to the hole with double team.
Barr with the steal. Kick out, step in three, left short by Barnett. And the Colts Singleton will get it out ahead to Velez. Back to Singleton, down the lane. Feeds it right side. Davis will fire away. That three short of the mark. Barr out ahead now to Barnett. 3-on-3. They'll find Rogers wide open for three. And that one off the rim into the hands of Eibel. Picked up his dribble a bit quickly, but he'll get it up to Singleton. And down in the corner to West. Back out on top. The Colts will reset. DeVille is back to Singleton. Just under three. To West on the cut down the lane. Softly off the glass. Cordell West gives the Colts the lead at 7-6.
Coach Jarrett was pretty excited after that first game. Even though it was a loss, it was the best game that the Colts had played all season. And since then, they've actually played much, much better in a couple closer games.
Barnett off the penetration, tried to feed it down low to Barr, but that ball tapped away, and the Cats will turn it over. And the Colts with the lead in the ball now and a chance to extend. Eibel off the tip pass. Gets everybody set up right out of the double team, and now the Cats will retreat back into their half-court D. And the pass, again, an errant one. And the rotation continues as Mason Campbell checks in for the Colts. Huey back in as well. And for the Bobcats, Garrett Carpenter steps in. 7-6 Meadowbrook. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. Barr just about had Carpenter on the backdoor cut, and Barnett, again, a little hesitation dribble, and they'll get called for the travel. Both teams. That's just, and again, back-to-back nights, not only are you a little physically maybe tired, but you're a little mentally tired.
Absolutely, mentally tired. And Barnett, you had mentioned a couple times last night during breaks that he didn't quite look like himself last night. Even though he poured in 17, he was taking a lot of breaks last night.
Bobcats come up with yet another steal. Moore down the right side of the lane, spins back to the left, got hacked that time, and he'll head to the line and shoot two. I believe that foul on Singleton, and indeed it is, his first, team second. And Caden Moore to the line, a 73% free throw shooter, one of the better eyeballs for the Bobcats, and he'll rim this one in and out. Cordell West steps back in. DeVillas to the bench.
Yeah, doesn't get a lot of opportunities. 11 for 15 on the season, now 16. He's usually hanging out around that three-point lane.
Second one is up, and that one short of the mark. Rebound to West in the Colts. Still on top by a point. Slow first quarter offensively for both these teams as they have mishandled the ball pretty often. Lob inside. And Singleton didn't get that one up quick enough, and Barr came from nowhere to block it away. Another block shot for Davion Barr. Needs just 11 more to move into 5th place on the Bobcat career list.
He was up high to go get that ball.
Nearly a steal by Moore on the inbound. Huey will control out on top. Picked up the dribble quickly and then to reverse it back to Eibel. Braden Gregg on him, way away from the basket, and Eibel picked up again in problem area down in that paint. Able to get it over to West. He'll launch the three and an air ball. The Carpenter will pull and push up the left side. Feeding out ahead, and West came from nowhere. Carpenter thought he might have an easy two going in there, and West stole it away, and the Colts will bring it back the other way. Huey tapped away from behind by Ogle. He'll be the recipient of the cherry pick, and he got it to stay down.
Tried to miss it.
Tapped it away and then took off.
He was kind of midair, thought he was going to dunk it, and kind of gave up on that idea.
Campbell back out to Huey. Singleton. Huey again closed out before he could launch one up. 8-7 Cats. Eibel now with 33 left on the first quarter clock. Bends away from Carpenter. Down the lane, the floater hits more rim than net. And Barr will pull it and nearly lost the handle. Get it right side to Carpenter. Fake the pass, takes the three. That one halfway down, pop right back out. Huey will clear it out of there to Eibel and take it back with 10 on the clock. Quickly across the timeline, gets it to West. I don't know if he knows how much time's left, and Carpenter just picked his pocket. They won't get a shot up, neither will the Cats. And as we head to the end of one, Cambridge with an arrow lead, 8-7. We'll be back. Second period coming up right after this.
Whether you are experiencing pain in your knee, tingling in your fingers, or a sore back, Superior Med Orthopedics is here for you. Their patients' health and safety is their top priority, and they currently offer telehealth visits for your initial appointment. Take comfort in knowing when you come to their facility, they're following all protocols to ensure you remain safe. Find out all their team offers by visiting seormc.org today to learn more.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
Back in the corral, Bobcats on top 8-7. Barnett back in for the Cats along with Barr, Greg Rogers, and Devin Ogle for the Colts. Eibel in there. And in for the first time tonight, Jacob Burris. Singleton inside as the Cats work the offensive end. They'll find Barnett open in the corner. He was automatic last night. Tonight he cannot buy one. That one hit nothing. As they'll get it to Singleton down the lane, and Barr there with the block, but I think they're going to get a little body as well. Reagan Rogers there too, but they're going to call Barr with the foul.
And the Cambridge fans don't like that. Of course, no fans ever do. They always think they get all ball, right?
Yeah. Well, but he's looking at the ball, right?
Right, exactly.
Singleton able to knock down his first opportunity tonight at the foul line. 8-8 our score.
Singleton on the season, 53% from the free throw line, leads the team.
Hit them both there, and a 1-point Colt lead. Barr, right side, Rogers. Off the dribble, trying to go baseline, cut off by West. A lot of contact.
Sure was.
No call either way. And Barr will go the other way, and he drew the contact and will head to the line. And that'll be a two-shot foul for Davion Barr, who came in scoring 12 a game, yet to get on the board tonight. Foul was on Davis. And Davion continues to struggle. 35 attempts on the season, now 36, and only 10 of 36. That is a 28% average. And the second one, and wow, where did Ogle come from? He went around the defender, didn't get boxed out, caught it in midair, laid it right back in.
Yeah, Coach Jarrett not going to be real happy about that. You got to get bodies on people on those free throws.
Eibel spins away from Barnett. Across the timeline, right into a double team. Over to Singleton, and he'll get it back. 10-9 Bobcats. This game seesawed back and forth so far. Neither team with more than a 2 or 3 point lead at the most. Eibel back out on top to Burris. Cordell West off the high pick. Again, one dribble and picking it up. And you can tell young guys when they do that stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
Got to keep that dribble alive and give yourself chances. And down the lane hard. Dane Singleton. 4 in the period, and the Colts retake the lead 11-10.
And if Meadowbrook didn't have 10 turnovers in that first period,
yeah, you wonder, huh?
They'd be in a much better situation, yeah.
6:19 and counting. Colts with a 1 point lead. Cats on the attack. Braden Gregg, they'll give him the baseline, and he'll take it for 2.
Braden been much more aggressive with the ball the second half of this season.
12-11, Cats. And Singleton trying to go behind the back to get away from the bar, and he steps on the sideline, and that'll get more back in the game for Cambridge. Barr will take a seat with 6:02 to go, and the Cats, one of the few times they've had the lead in the ball and a chance to extend.
Yeah, the Cats themselves with 5 turnovers there in that first period, so it was pretty sloppy first quarter for both teams.
Right side, Moore in the corner. Working against Burris, back out now to Barnett. Back to Moore. He'll penetrate baseline. Kick it to Gregg for 3. Off the rim. Rebound. Rogers. Cats getting a second look again. Feed down low to Rogers. And he posts up and they'll lay it up and in. Reagan Rogers' first 2 for the night. And, man, he does all the blue-collar work.
He does. I told you you'd like watching him play. He does all the little things.
Trap at half court. The Cats come up with it again. Moore to the hoop. Lays it up and rattles it down. Caden Moore. And the Cats defense creates offense, and the biggest lead of the night either way is Cambridge on top 16-11. DeVillas will check back in for the Colts. 5:17 left in the half. And this full court pressure is starting to wear on Meadowbrook a little bit.
Yeah, 12 turnovers now. The Cats being able to score off a couple of those here.
DeVillas gets it in and up ahead to West. He'll take it all the way in, and given that move to the basket, Ogle let him slide by and tried to block it. Instead, he'll get the foul and send West to the line. 4th team foul on the Cats. Cordell West, 2 points in the first period, heads to the line and shoots 2 here. And he'll drop the first one in. Colts in the period are perfect at the line as Barr steps back in for Ogle.
And the Colts as a team shooting 51% from the charity stripe, and West is right on that number as well.
And that's about where he ends up, but the rebound comes down to Singleton as he snuck in there. The Cats will tie him up, but the Colts have the arrow, so they'll retain possession down by 4 with 5:11 to go. 16-12. Huey inbounds it to Eibel. Trapped out on the perimeter, have to dribble away from it near half court. Now down the lane and the kick out to West. 3 ball on the way, touching. So Cordell West brings the Colts back to within 1 at the 4:50 mark.
That's only West's 3rd 3 ball of the season, shooting only 17%, but he let the Cambridge fans know.
Barnett from the foul line, a nice pull up. And Josiah fell in love with the 3 ball last night because it was going down. Tonight he struggled a bit. And so that time he takes it a little closer to the basket and had pretty good success.
Yeah, really. And again, you're playing into what Meadowbrook wants you to do by settling for those 3. In the first quarter, Cambridge 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. So exactly what Meadowbrook was looking for.
Full court pressure. Colts handle it again. DeVilla's up ahead. Lowers the shoulder, goes through Braden Gregg, but missed it. Barr with the rebound, out ahead now to Moore. Good look that time for the Colts to get back to within 1. Again, Barnett. Breakdown dribble, step back 3, an air ball as Reagan Rogers saves it in bounds, and the Cats will keep it alive. Gregg to the floor, and now Moore for 3. Touching! Caden Moore drops one from long range, and the Cats lead it by 6.
And that's just aggressive play by Reagan Rogers to save that ball that Meadowbrook player had given up on.
Yeah, he never gives up. That's the key thing about him. Not the tallest, the fastest, the biggest, the strongest, but nobody works harder.
That's right.
Huey Down low. Nice move to the hoop again by Singleton. Got the defense fading away. Singleton's got 6 in the period to keep the Colts hanging around. Barnett again firing away from 3. This time Moore with the rebound. Had his shot rejected. Didn't know if it was DeVilles in there or West that might have blocked that one. Eibel in the backcourt, trapped right on the line, and Barnett with the reach-in will pick up his second foul.
Got to be careful. Don't make it easier for a team that's struggling to get the ball up the floor.
He will step out. Carpenter back in for the Cats with 3:16 to go in a 21-17 Bobcat lead. Inbounded to Eibel, looks up ahead. That ball loose on the floor, picked up by Singleton. Over to DeVilles. Back out on top. Huey between the circles. As Rogers fights through the high pick, inside feed Singleton trying to go up underneath. And boy, does he have a nice soft touch or what?
Yeah.
He is keeping the Colts hanging around all by himself. Braden Gregg works it back to the top of the key. Moore hit one, tried it again, didn't get that one. Reagan Rogers stole the rebound, but then had the ball stolen by Huey. And his out-of-control layup bounces far away and into the hands of Rogers again. Feed to Barr. The Carpenter passed up the 3 to try to penetrate. And now back out to Moore, 2:15. Moore again off the dribble penetration. Finds Gregg top of the key. Cats working the perimeter here, looking for a better look than just a 3.
Yeah, the better look's going to come from driving the ball to the hole.
21-19, Moore trying to do that, had it stolen away by Huey, and he was fouled on the way in by Carpenter. Garrett's first. Team's 6th foul. And Huey will head to the line and shoot 2. And cannot connect on free throw number 1 as Ogle will step in for Barr.
And Huey on the season's only attempted 2 free throws. That was number 3.
Hard to imagine at this point in the season, right?
Right.
Second one coming up, and he'll split the pair. And once again, we have a 1-point game. Cambridge on top, 21-20. Ogle to Rogers. Off the pick to the foul line. Look for the pick and roll, was not there.
And a big mismatch inside if they could get it to Devin Ogle.
And he's got it right now against DeVilles. Backs his way in. DeVilles got a hand on the ball, tapped it away, and the Cats will have to bring it back out on top. Braden Gregg will try the baseline. Kick out to Carpenter for 3. Cha-ching! Garrett Carpenter.
Well, if there was ever a time for a basket, that was the time for if you're Cambridge.
Carpenter spreading it out tonight. He has a tendency to score in bursts. Last night he scored all of his points, 9 of them in the third period. He's gotten a bucket in each period so far tonight. Cats lead it by 4. Eibel down the lane. Back out to West and now back to Eibel. Looking for the post feed. Good job by Ogle. And that one thrown away. Did Carpenter touch it? He does not. And so the Colts that time a unforced error. And the Cats will get a chance here with 56 on the clock to try to extend their 4-point lead.
It's usually not to your advantage to kick it back out towards midcourt in those situations.
Cats feed it down low to Ogle. Against a double team, tried to feed it across the lane and tapped it away. Cambridge will retain possession baseline left side. Carpenter will trigger it in.
A lot of banging around in there so far in this first half.
Cats working around, get it back to Carpenter. Another 3, another 3 ball. Cha-ching. How you like that one, Callie Grace? Woo. My granddaughter, she's listening and watching.
So. She likes those threes.
Hey, she's only 8 months, but she knows her basketball. DeVilles outside the arc. Back over to West. 27-20, biggest lead of the night for either team. Trying again to get it to Singleton, who's been their bread and butter. And the ball stolen away, and Eibel will pick up the foul, his first. And the team's 4th with 17 to go. Gunnar Davis will step back in, and Eibel.
Yeah, it's actually Eibel's second.
His second,
Yep.
okay. Well, the board has him. No, that's Davis, though. I don't know. You got him with 2. I got him with 1.
Yeah, I got him with 2.
You're probably right because they have
total.
5 team fouls.
Yep.
You're right. You're always right.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
And the Cats give it right back. So neither one of these teams has been able to live much with prosperity tonight.
Definitely not. A lot of turnovers for both teams.
12 on the clock. Huey trying to work his way across the timeline. Carpenter trying to stay in front of him. Gets it to Eibel. He doesn't know how much time's left. 3, 2, 1. And he does not get the shot up in time. Got himself on the wrong side of the basket away from the scoreboard. Couldn't see the time. Everybody else could. And the Colts will head to the locker room down 7. As we take the break, 27-20. Bobcats on top. Stay tuned. We'll get our stats and scoring in order. Be back with those and our halftime comments right after this.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just 1 dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
They say they'll get your biggest tax refund. Jackson Hewitt says your biggest tax refund guaranteed, and a chance to double your tax refund. Thousands in weekly prizes during the Double Your Refund sweepstakes. Your biggest refund times 2, twice the money, so forget about them. File your taxes on the double at Jackson Hewitt today. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to U.S. residents 18 or older who file a 2022 federal tax return. Promotion ends 4/2/23. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for rules.
When choosing a wireless provider, you're forced to compromise. But what if you didn't have to? What if you could get reliable service without a contract and save money? Introducing Total by Verizon, a new no-contract, no-credit check carrier for you and your family, with plans starting at just $30 a month on America's most reliable 5G network. Total by Verizon is available at totalbyverizon.com and at Walmart, based on first-place rankings and RootMetrics first half 2022 5G assessments of 125 metros. Experiences may vary, not an endorsement.
I'm not buying till I check on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
Back in the corral, we have reached halftime in a seesaw affair, and the Cambridge Bobcats on the saw end of the seesaw right now as they lead at 27-20. Cambridge at the end of one led at 8-7 in a low-scoring first period that went back and forth. And the second period started out much that way, but we talked in the pregame, JV, about the Colts' propensity to turn it over, and that's been their undoing here in the second period as Cambridge outscored them 19-13, and particularly that last couple minutes. And the Bobcats got a good quarter from Garrett Carpenter, who scored 6 of his 8, knocked down a couple of threes in that second period. Caden Moore All 5 of his points coming in period 2 as well for the Bobcats. Josiah Barnett has 4, Greg with 2, Rogers with 2, and Devin Ogle off the bench with 6. The Colts led by Dane Singleton. All 8 of his first half points came in that second period, and Cordell West has 4 of his 6 in that second period as well. Huey with 3 and Eibel with an early 3 tonight. But the Cats and the Colts, as we expected, have just battled each other, foot to foot, toe to toe, and
turnover to turnover.
Turnover to turnover is really what it has been.
That was really the name of the game there in that first half, which we expected, and we talked about that in the pregame. Meadowbrook averages 25 a game to begin with, and that did not include last night, so I don't know what happened last night. But Meadowbrook with 14 turnovers in that first half compared to 8 by Cambridge, but that's really why there just wasn't a lot of scoring there early, right? Because not only was there so many turnovers, but then Cambridge didn't shoot the ball really well at all in that first period, and and Meadowbrook did start to shoot the ball a little bit better in the second period, so that's why it got a little bit closer. But yeah, Garrett Carpenter was the difference in that quarter. Knocking down those 2 threes gave Cambridge a little bit of separation because it was pretty stagnant there for a while. Cambridge was 0 for 5 from long range in the first period, ended up making 3 of them in that second quarter to be right on their average, about 25% for the season, they're 25% for the season. Meadowbrook only took 1 3-pointer, or made 1 3-pointer. They're shooting 20%, but overall combined, Meadowbrook shooting 38% from the floor and Cambridge shooting 46%. So those numbers are right on averages. So what you're seeing is basically 2 teams that are living up to what their averages say. Meadowbrook averages 25 turnovers a game. They got 14. Cambridge's averages 46% from field goal percentages, and that's right where they're at. So, things are sped up a little bit. Again, legs are a little bit tired. The mentality playing back-to-back nights is a little bit rough too, and a rivalry game. So what you're seeing on the floor is really what these 2 teams are right now, statistic-wise.
Yeah, score 27-20. Bobcats on top here, and it just appears, and we've seen the Bobcats more certainly than we have the Colts, but when the Cats shoot the 3 well, and this is kind of maybe overstating the obvious, it's a duh. When you shoot the 3 well, it opens up the offense for everything else. And they've done that in the second period tonight. Last night they did it in the first period and came out, and I think sometimes that gives you a false sense of confidence because then you start to rely on that shot and you shoot it probably too much.
Yeah, and really the first period, Cambridge missed 5, as we said, 3-pointers, and shot 50% from inside the arc. Second quarter, they made 3 threes, shot 43% from behind the 3-point line, but they shot 83% from inside. So it leads to your example that kind of makes sense because it spreads them out. It makes them come out and guard that 3 more, therefore opens up the middle. But some of those points were just aggressive second shot points with Devin Ogle off of that free throw. They didn't get a box out when Barr missed the free throw, and Devin came around and laid it up and in. Little things like that can separate, a good team from a team that's struggling. And right now, I'm sure Coach Jarrett had that conversation with the Colts at halftime. Look, man, you're only down 7, and you didn't play your best half at all. I mean, we still had 14 turnovers. Look, man, take care of the ball here. Continue to let them shoot threes. They're not going to keep making them. They only shoot 27% on the season anyway. Take care of the ball. Give us a good stretch here these first 4 or 5 minutes of this third quarter and get us back in this ball game.
Yeah, people would be surprised to know how many stats you're keeping at one time during the game and still able to look up every once in a while and see what's going on. That's not an easy thing to do, believe me, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you one more stat to keep.
All right.
That you're probably not keeping, and it's points off steals.
Oh, no. Gosh, no.
And the Cats have 27 points here at halftime. How many points do you think out of those 27 have came as a result of that full court pressure?
Yeah, definitely. At least half. Yeah, no doubt about it. Because there hasn't been a lot of really good set shots in the half court set. A couple of the threes were, but yeah, the turnovers. And that's why you have turnovers. That's why you full court press, to speed the other team up so that they make a mistake so you can get a nice quick basket. And especially when you're not a real great shooting team to begin with, when you're only shooting 45% from the floor anyway, man, at cheap points you can get, you better do everything you can to try to take advantage of it.
And that's been when the Bobcats play their best. They're getting it working off that fast break, off of those steals. And that might be something that we create another column on this piece of paper over here, or maybe another piece of paper. Or we might need another person.
I think another person would be best, yes.
You have to ask Double Nichols what he's doing on Saturday nights. He could be our stat guy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be paying attention. He'd be eating popcorn or something.
Texting his girlfriend. That just...
Halftime winding down here from the corral. Cambridge on top 27-20. And we're getting things underway. You got just enough time to throw another ice cube in your drink before things get going here more seriously. So what adjustments, if any, do you see either one of these teams making here as we start the second half?
Yeah, adjustments, I don't know what kind of adjustments really that they need to make. They just need to take care of the ball, really both teams. If I was Cambridge, I'd try to take advantage of, again, just like last night, try to use your size and quickness inside a little bit with Ogle and Barr. But Meadowbrook played a pretty decent first half on defense.
You talk about taking care of the ball. The Cats will turn it over right out of the chute as they came out with both teams in their starting lineups. Cambridge trying to feed the high post, knocked away. Eibel came up with it. And now Huey across court back to Eibel. And the Colts trying to cut into this Cambridge lead. Gunnar Davis takes it in the paint, kisses it sweetly off the glass and in. Closed it to 5. And the Bobcats will work it around the outside. Moore back to Carpenter. Top of the key, 3, cha-ching! Garrett Carpenter feeling it. We were just a night late. Last night his dad said he was feeling good about shooting a 3. He thought he would come out last night and make a bunch. Tonight. And the Colts with the unforced turnover as the pass goes right through Cordell West's hand.
And
they'll give it back.
The good thing for Carpenter is he scored in each period.
Yeah.
He didn't just throw them all into one period, so maybe he's
true.
going to stretch her out a little bit.
30-22, Cats with the biggest lead of the night. Again, trying to feed the high post. Eibel anticipating and went for the steal, and he got the foul instead. Now Eibel has picked up 3 fouls here early in this third period.
And Coach Jarrett's going to have a decision to make. He's going to leave him in for now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys that he can turn around and point at there.
That's the issue.
Moore, top of the key, off the dribble. Back out to Rogers. He'll try to break it down. Kick out to Greg, left corner 3. Cha-ching!
And that's how you draw it up. You take the ball, you penetrate, make them collapse on you, kick it out for the three-point shooter.
The Bobcats, after an early turnover in the quarter, knocked down a couple of threes here to extend their lead. And this is eerily similar to the first time these two teams played. The Colts hung around for 2 periods, but Cambridge extended in the third period and put them away, and they're off to that kind of start here. A Carpenter 3, a Braden Gregg 3, and a Colt timeout.
Yeah, well, it helps when you knock down your shots. I mean, you knock down 2 threes to start the period. That really helps get that separation, no doubt, and that's obviously why the timeout was called there by Coach Jarrett. So, that's exactly as I mentioned. Rogers, you got to penetrate. Josiah Barnett's got to penetrate more to be able to take that pressure and get those big guys up off the block to be able to slow you down. You're either going to have a guy open on the block or you're going to be able to kick it out to the three-point shooter. And Cambridge really doesn't have the big guys in the game at this particular point, so they're going to kick it out to the three-point shooter. And credit Braden Gregg for knocking that down. Again, we talked last night that he has certainly improved his shooting as the season's gone on and his aggressiveness as the season has gone on.
33-22, Bobcats with the lead, and again, chance to set up that full court pressure. Colts handle it here, although nearly turned over at halftime. Huey on the diagonal pass off the dribble now all the way down the lane. His runner off the glass and good. And a foul on the inbounds. They're going to call that on the Colts. It is going to be Huey's second.
I didn't see what happened.
I kind of looked down to check my score, and bodies were on the floor. Huey must have turned around and headed up the floor and ran into somebody. Now a foul away from the basket. And So they're going to call Gunnar Davis on the hold. So the officials, let's just not let this one get away here. We know these two teams are rivals.
Well, they may have had that conversation at halftime, too. They let it get a little physical there in that first half, so maybe they're going to be a little bit more aggressive with the whistle.
Moore and West battling at half court.
Maybe.
And that could have been something called. Carpenter with it, gets it to Gregg. His reverse layup, no good. Rebound by Singleton, and he'll get it to Eibel. Now the Colts now within 6 minutes left here, and a chance to cut that lead a little bit more. Carpenter all over Eibel out on top. And he'll give it up to Singleton. Size advantage against Rogers if he posts up, and he'll take it down low. And they tried to lob it in there, jump ball. And the Colts will hold on to it here. 33-24, Cambridge.
Yeah, certainly a size advantage for Meadowbrook here with Singleton inside, and Cambridge just doesn't have anybody that can match up with him on the block.
No, he's just big. List him at 6'3", but clearly the biggest guy out there tonight.
Well, and as we mentioned in the first game, not the quickest guy with the first step, but, man, he's so smooth around the basket that he can knock down shots.
Yeah, the Colts trying to get it in from the corner. Huey here on the trigger, but, yeah, his footwork isn't quick, but, boy, it's precise, and he uses his body well down low. Now Eibel on the inbound, gets it to West. Rogers will step out on him, and he'll feed it in again to Singleton. He'll take it all the way around the left side and lays it up and in, and the Colts just down 33-26. Carpenter trying to answer with a three. That one in and out. Singleton will pull it out, push it up to West, and Braden Gregg hustling back, saved an easy two. As Gregg will take a seat, Devin Ogle back in the game for the Cats. 5:19 left here in the third, 33-26. Colts trail, and on the inbound, get it to Huey. Eibel between the circles now, and they'll set a double pick for him out on top, trying to feed it to Singleton, kicked away. Gunnar Davis keeps it alive, and again trying to find Singleton inside and throws it over his head. And clearly Singleton is, by design and every other thing, he is the focal point of the offense right now.
Well, and he should be. I mean, again, a huge size advantage, and he's so smooth inside anyway. Put him on that block, let him go to work.
He's got 10. Rogers to Moore. Feed down low to Ogle, and Singleton got a piece of that one. Ogle looking at his hand like he got fouled, but looked pretty clean from here. Ogle trying to force Singleton out of his spot as he comes out to set a pick, and Barnett swipes it away from Eibel, and he'll take it in the other way, hand it off to Ogle, and he made that a tougher shot for Devin. Didn't get it to him quick enough, but he'll knock it in. 35-26 Cambridge. Singleton at the half-court stripe, gets it across the timeline and picked it to his dribble quickly. West will get it back, trying to feed it to Singleton, and stolen by Ogle. So the Cats a flurry of turnovers here. Moore for three. That one off the mark. Huey clears it out. Up to Eibel. A little hesitation, move down the right side. Back to Singleton, who's looking for somebody to hand it off to, and he'll get it back to Easton with 3:48 left. Cambridge by 9. Colts looking for some offense here. It has been Dane Singleton most of the time. He's got 10. Hand off to Davis. As the Colts trying to backdoor cut. Davis dribbled it a little too much, almost lost it. He'll be able to chase down the loose ball. And the Colts will reset. 3:18 and counting here in the third. Bobcats have led by as many as 12, I believe, a couple of times. And Huey down the left baseline, and he'll be able to lay it up and in.
Yeah, he made that look easy, just not real good. He got some separation off the pick and roll, but Cambridge just let him get to the hole too easy.
Barnett. Right side now Moore under 3 with Cambridge on top by 7. And Barnett that time looking to pass all the way, and nobody respected the idea that he was going to take it all the way to the hoop, and it kicked out of bounds.
Well, and if he didn't have Dane Singleton in front of him, he may have finished at the rim. But
Barr will step in for the Cats. DeVillez in for the Colts. As the Cats will get it to Barnett. 3 from the corner. Cha-ching. Josiah knocks one down tonight. He had a big night last night. Came in shooting really well outside that arc.
That's his first one tonight.
That is his first one. He's attempted a few. Thought, last night every time he put it up, it went in, it seemed like. He had 4 threes a night ago.
Yeah, coming into the game, shooting almost 31% from beyond the arc.
He shot 85 of them, so he's going to put a few up every game.
That's for sure.
The Colts continuing to try to get the ball inbounds. Cats have knocked it out of bounds twice here on successive plays. 2:22 to go, 38-28 Cambridge. Colts need to make a little run here to close this down to round 5. Inbounded Huey, who worked the baseline last time for a layup. And his pass to DeVillez right through his hands and into the hands of Coach Jarrett. He's not happy with that turnover. There's been a couple of those this quarter.
Yeah, Colts going to have to take care of the ball if they want to keep this game within reach.
And Davion Barr just about did the same thing, although he's able to recover. Back out on top, he's working against Jacob Burris as the Colts stay zone now. Bobcats work the edge. Get it to Barr in the paint. Little spin move, fade away from point blank range. And Davion Barr's first field goal of the night. Makes it a 12-point lead once again. Burris trying to answer on the other end. Rebounded by Barr, and he'll push it up ahead. Cats 2-on-2. Carpenter down the lane. Spins all the way around. Couldn't get that one to go. Got his own rebound. Now a battle on the floor, and Barnett comes up with it and lays it in. 42-28. Timeout on the floor, 1:34 left to go here in the third. Cats with the lead. We'll be back right after this.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Back of the corral, Bobcats with another spurt. Up 42-28 with 1:34 left here in the third. Again, the Colts were cutting into that Cambridge lead, had it down to 9 with possession, 7 at one time. A couple of bad possessions, and Cambridge has extended that lead. And again, it's been the 3 ball. Josiah Barnett's hit one, Carpenter and Braden Gregg in the period.
Yeah, that's huge. What I'm looking at in my scorebook, Meadowbrook's taken 4 shots this period. They've knocked all 4 of them down.
Yeah.
So from a shooting standpoint, man, let's get the ball in that half court.
And there's the hole, Barnett. I can see it from here as he grabbed the back of the jersey of Eibel. And they tried to go with the baseball pass over the top and hit Eibel on the home run. And Barnett grabbed the jersey.
Picks up his 3rd foul.
And that is his 3rd. For the Bobcats, just their first of the half. Cambridge will trap at half court. Huey against Carpenter. There's some banging going on there, and Dave Davidson said that's too much. And Carpenter picks up foul number 2. Eibel with 3 and Barnett with 3 for their respective teams. Huey feeds it down low. Singleton to the hoop and in. When he's got it on the block,
yeah,
he's been near automatic.
He's got a soft touch around the basket.
Barnett working against Huey, and Huey got him once, got him twice, and that one will send him to the line. I thought he got him before he even got to the hoop. A good reach in and a bang, and that's going to be Justice Huey's 3rd foul with 1:10 to go here in the third period. And for Davion Barr, a made free throw.
And Cambridge on the season as a team shooting 52% from the charity stripe. And Davion, as you mentioned the first time he was at the line, only shooting 28%. So need to get him a little bit more accurate there from that free throw line down the stretch.
Second one not going to go, but Moore hustles and pulls it down, gets it to Carpenter. He's feeling it.
Sure is.
Cha-ching. His second three of this period. He had 2 in the second, 4 on the night, and the Cats lead by 16. What's that? We're just delayed by 24 hours. And going coast to coast, Burris will lay it in. And 1. So Jacob Burris into the action here tonight. Chance for the three-point play. Alex Lacey into the game. And that foul. Didn't see who picked that one up, did you?
Well, no, they're so quick on those calls.
They haven't put it on the scoreboard there, they did. As Burris free throw, no good. Ogle with the rebound. That foul on Alex Lacey. I had the right culprit. Just didn't know it. Barr at the high post. Triple team. Skips it to Lacey. He'll step into the three. Cha-ching! No. They said 2 as he stepped in and on the line. About as long a 2 as you can shoot. 23 left in the period. Cats have extended their lead again. 48-32. 3 ball. Cha-ching!
Oh, there's something new.
Dane Singleton shows he's got the whole repertoire.
He's not afraid to shoot it from
Lacey
anywhere.
with the penetration. That shot blocked by Singleton. And the throw at the buzzer, well off the mark. But as we head to the fourth, Cambridge has extended what was a 7-point halftime lead. Now they lead 48-35. We'll be back right after this.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly Cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
This year, the Southeastern Med Cancer Services team is celebrating 30 years of being accredited by the National Commission on Cancer. Earning this accreditation and maintaining it for 3 decades is a testament to their team's quality outcomes, dedication, commitment, and care for their patients and community. Learn more by visiting seormc.org today.
Back of the corral, heading to the fourth period, and the Bobcats in command now. 48-35, Cats 21-15 as they're in that fourth period, third period. And Garrett Carpenter, couple of 3 balls. He's got 14 on the night as the Cats get it inbounds to Barr. Off the dribble and the reach in. No foul call there on West. They'll get it back to Barr again. Trying to give him some space. And his pass to Barnett in and out of his hands. Cats will trap in the backcourt on Eibel and get it tipped, but West will chase it down. Up ahead, Singleton takes it down the lane. Kick out, Burris 3 ball. Off the mark, rebound Huey. His layup no good. Singleton tried another. The Colts with a few good looks there. And the foul in the backcourt. And Huey has picked up number 4. Being very aggressive. Hey, you get a steal there, you probably get an easy 2, though.
Yep.
But no doubt, still his 4th foul. 48-35, Cats with the lead in the ball. Coming up on the 7-minute mark in this ball game. Barr off the move down the lane. And a foul before he got there. That one on West. His first, and he's played a pretty good game. 6 points in the first half. Didn't get involved much there in the third period, scoring-wise, but battling some bigger guys.
And he averages less than 2 points a game.
Ogle down the lane, double clutch. That one, too much juice on it. Comes down to West. Up ahead to Eibel. He'll take it coast to coast. Feed it up and in. Easton Eibel just his second hoop of the night, but the first basket of the period. Ogle, nice head and shoulders fake. He got Singleton in the air. And Devin Ogle now with 10. And the Bobcats answer and lead 50-37. Cambridge continuing full court pressure. And again, it pays off as that pass over the head of Eibel. Barnett will step out. Rogers back in. Bobcats as healthy as they've been all year, and a nice rotation that they've got now that goes a good 7 deep.
Yeah, well, it helps to really have Reagan Rogers back because he's going to get you a lot of minutes, so it gives a chance for some of those guys to get a break because he can handle the ball. He can play inside, outside. He can do a lot of things.
Cats feed it inside the bar. Work to his left and kind of lowered his shoulder. And again, Cordell West drawing that foul. Barr picks up just his second, but the Cats will give it right back with 6.5 to go.
Coach Matusik doesn't like that call. Davion was getting banged around a little bit. And
it was physical.
It sure was.
Cats continuing to trap in the backcourt. And again, contesting everything, and the Colts have to call a timeout. And as a coach, just a 30, you tell players you got to have that clock in your head. 10 seconds, you catch it, 3, 4, throw it, 5, 6, 7. Coach has that clock in his head too. He knows when I got to stand up and call timeout.
Well, he's got assistant coaches to keep that clock and pull on him and let him know that it's getting close. Coaches tell kids a lot of things, but that doesn't mean they always listen. So
well, they might hear it, but they don't listen.
That's right. That's why you got 4 assistant coaches over there to keep track of that good stuff. But yeah, good timeout there. That's their 4th.
At this point, the Colts have to make a move now. 6:20 to go in the game. They trail Cambridge 50-37. And this Bobcat full court pressure has just been a thorn in their side all night long.
Yeah, 7 turnovers this half for Meadowbrook. Just 2 here, though.
14 in the first half,
14
right?
in the first, that's correct.
Yeah, and we didn't really keep track of just how many points Cambridge has scored off of those steals, but it's been the majority of their points. And they're working at it again here. Eibel. Ball tapped, and again stolen by the Cats. Ogle gets it up ahead to Carpenter. That ball kicked out of bounds. Eibel kicked it, and it will stay with Cambridge. The Colts did what you're supposed to do there, kind of get it to the man in the middle, but a little too high the pass, and it got contested. Cambridge came down with that one. And Carpenter will inbound it to Moore. He'll swing all the way the other way, kick it back. Rogers wide open look at a 3. Cha-ching! Boy, he read the name on the ball before he shot it.
Sure did. He put that up high in the air, too.
Rogers, not as many points tonight as a night ago, but he's had a critical role for the Cats. And he'll pick up a foul there, riding the hip of Dane Singleton all the way to the hoop. And Reagan Rogers will foul him and give him a chance for the 3-point play.
He caught that ball at the elbow and finished at the rim without a dribble.
53-39. Singleton makes it 40. And he's got 18 on the night to lead all scorers.
Yeah, and only averages 9 a game, so he's
Colts
doubled that up.
Chasing it around. Rogers will penetrate. Down low to Ogle, who didn't want to use a dribble, tried to reach across and didn't get enough space, threw it right under the basket.
Yep.
And the Colts will bring it the other way. West wide open. He'll attack the basket wildly and puts up a shot off the mark. Up ahead, Ogle and Barr. And I don't know how they got that done. As Ogle looked back to Barr, he was going to lay it up around the basket, and he did. And Davion will catch it and lay it in. Big guys helping each other out there. 55-40, and again the Cats the steal. Ogle had it right taken away by Eibel. And his pass nearly stolen away as Burris catches it and throws it out of bounds. So both teams.
Yeah, getting a little sloppy. Cambridge needs to be more aggressive at the hole. There's no reason to make 4 passes from 3 feet from the bucket. Somebody be aggressive and take it up and get fouled.
Yeah, Bobcats haven't shot but 6 free throws all night long.
All right.
Under 5 to play, 15-point lead. Carpenter for 3, this one off the mark and pulled down again by Cordell West. Pass up ahead to Villas, who just checked in, gets it back to Huey, who's got 4. Fouls on him. And he'll take the deep 3, short of the mark, rebounded by West. Feed down low, back to Huey, got the defense in the air and somehow stayed down long enough to get that one up and in. 9 on the night for Huey. And it's a 13-point lead with 4:22 and counting. Carpenter off the pass inside, back out 3 ball from Rogers, could not get the roll. Huey with the rebound, pushes it up ahead. Nobody back for the Bobcats, and Davis gets an easy deuce. Gunnar Davis' second basket of the night, and it is an 11-point contest. More deep three. Cha-ching! Just about the time you're saying attack the basket. And Caden Moore drills one from deep. 58-44. Again, Davis over the top. Tried to pass it inside to West. Picked up by Singleton, and he'll take it right to the rack and finish. 3.5 left. Pretty entertaining game. It hasn't been close for a while.
No, entertaining fourth quarter for sure.
Carpenter picked up his dribble there against Singleton, and there wasn't anywhere for him to go but back out on top. 12-point Bobcat lead. Cambridge using a little clock here. Now Moore again, same spot. Will that one cash in? No. Davis with the rebound, hands it off to Huey. And the ball kicked in the backcourt will stay with the Colts. And with that stoppage, Braden Gregg, Josiah Barnett check in. Here comes Eibel for the Colts with 3:05 to go. And Rogers as well for Cambridge. DeVilles up the right side across the timeline. Into the corner for Huey. Carpenter checks him out. He'll take the deep three anyway. Line drive off the mark. Gregg with the rebound, and Carpenter will push it up the floor. Right corner to Barnett. Back to Carpenter. Down the lane. Double clutch off the glass and in. Carpenter has scored in every period and has 16.
There you go. More consistency from him is only going to help the team.
Well, he told us, or his dad told us before the game, said, I'm going to the hoop tonight, right? And he did, right there.
Did there. And went right at Singleton.
Attacked him. 2.5 to go, 60-46 Cambridge. Singleton split defenders and had it halfway down.
He is human. He missed one.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That was a pretty good look.
Sure was.
Barnett, as the Cats work the perimeter. Barr penetrates, kicks to Barnett for 3, cha-ching. And another timeout, Colt, 2:10 to go, and it has gotten away from him here. 63-46. We'll stay here for this one as the Cats trying to close it out. And that's really been a problem for Cambridge. Even when they've had the lead or they've had close games, they haven't always made the decisions and executed to close things out.
Well, no, it's been quite the opposite. They've seemed to stumble down the stretch instead of being able to finish down the stretch. It helps when you make 3 threes in a quarter to be able to stay in it, as they did in the third period as well, made 3 threes. That really helps. It looks like Meadowbrook's a little tired at this point too, but Meadowbrook has turned it over quite a bit here, that second half of this quarter. So Cambridge hitting their shots. That's the main difference here to be able to close it out.
Well, the Cats they didn't make a 3 in the first period, but they made 3 in the second, 4 in the third, and they've made 3 more here in the fourth. And again, what I say earlier,
yeah,
it sounds like a overstatement, but when you knock down threes, and it does seem like they just play much better when somebody can step up and hit that long range shot.
Well, and that's the high school and the college game today, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you live and die by that 3-point line. And
do you feed off each other when that happens too?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? Yeah, man. Everybody's excited about that three ball.
Yeah, especially the guy that made it.
Well, that helps.
63-46, Cats with the lead, Colts with the ball, and more full court pressure. This time, Eibel beats it himself. Kicks it to Davis in the corner. He'll penetrate and attack. Off the glass, no good. Barr had the rebound, lost his balance. But the Cats will steal it from Huey. So another turnover. Up ahead to Barr. He'll kick it to the corner. Rogers left open for 3. He said, I'll try a shot at this. And that one off the mark. And there does come a point where you say, we don't need to keep taking quick threes with a big lead.
Let's reel it in.
63-46. And again, Singleton down the lane, this time with the left hand, has been nearly unstoppable. DeVilla is nearly with the steal. Cambridge on top by 15 now with 1:27 to go. Colts picking up full court. Cat taking their time here. They'll feed the man in the middle. That's Carpenter. He'll attack down low to Braden Gregg. Little head and shoulders fake. Didn't get it to go. Rebound by Singleton. And Davis will reverse it to Huey. 70 left on the clock. Eibel back to Singleton, a behind the back pass to DeVilles, and he'll shoot the fadeaway that rattles off the front of the rim to Garrett. Barrett up ahead to Gregg, and he hit Barr right in the chest with it, and it bounces off his chest and out of bounds, and the Cats will go to the bench. A 5-for-5 switch as they lead at 63-48 with 46 seconds left.
Well, with no JV game tonight, it's nice to get some younger guys in there.
Get a few of them back in there, and they have. Mason Gregg into the game. Singleton back to Eibel. He'll take the three. Top of the key. Cha-ching. Easton Eibel hit a three in the first period and another here in the fourth. In between, he didn't get a look at one of those. Mason Gregg threads the defense. Gets it out to St. John Gibson. His three ball off the mark. Lacey will pull up for a two. That one no good. And Gunnar Davis will clear it out. 13 remaining. Eibel again off the dribble, penetrates, and his floater off the mark. Huey rebound. Couldn't find the mark, and Mason Gregg will pull it down and dribble out the last few seconds, and the Bobcats will have a long-awaited fourth win of the season. 63-51, the final. Cambridge picking up the win, but the Colts made it interesting, certainly for most of the first half, and even attempting to climb back in this one here late. So Cambridge moves now on the season to 4-14, or 4-13, I should say. The Colts will be 0-15 as these teams head down the stretch of the regular season and start to look forward to the postseason. We're heading to the stretch of our post game, and invite you to stay tuned. We'll have our stats, scoring, and our post-game wrap-up coming up right after these messages.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
I'm not buying till I check on for.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
This year, the Southeastern Med Cancer Services team is celebrating 30 years of being accredited by the National Commission on Cancer. Earning this accreditation and maintaining it for 3 decades is a testament to their team's quality outcomes, dedication, commitment, and care for their patients and community. Learn more by visiting seormc.org today.
Promises. You've heard them all. Peace of mind, quality insurance products, superior claim service, all at a fair and competitive price. Since 1848, Westfield Insurance has promised to provide excellent insurance coverage for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust. That is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers. For a quote on protecting your home, auto, and business, call W.B. Green Insurance today. W.B. Green, professional insurance.
Back to the corral. Post-game wrap-up here in a Bobcat victory and sweep over the Colts this season. Cats have not been able to say that for quite some time as the Colts for the last 10 years or so.
I think it was 15 in a row.
Yeah, I think at one point you're right. Yeah, going into this season, the Colts had won a lot of those contests as they've had some outstanding teams. Of course, both these programs have had great success in the past, struggling this year, but with some young guys coming along, hoping that things will get better in the future tonight for the Bobcats as they win 63-51 over the Colts for the season sweep. Cats now 4-13 on the season. The Colts slipped to 0-15, but a tightly contested affair, certainly in the first half, until the Bobcats pulled away just before halftime. And quarter by quarter looked like this. Cambridge on top 8-7 in a seesaw first quarter, but the Bobcats put together a run in the second, led at 27-20 at halftime, outscoring the Colts in the third period 21-15, and led at 48-35 as we headed to the fourth period, and then coasted to a 63-51 win. Scores tonight for the visiting Bobcats. Garrett Carpenter, a career high at the varsity level. He had 16 points scored in every period. Those middle periods, 4 threes, 2 in the second, 2 in the third for Garrett Carpenter. Lee Cambridge was 16-12 for Josiah Barnett. He knocked down a couple of long-range shots as well. Caden Moore with 2 threes tonight and 8 points. 5 for Davion Barr, 5 for Braden Gregg, including a 3. Reagan Rogers knocked in a 3 and had 5. 2 for Alex Lacey and 10 for Devin Ogle off the bench as the Cats hit 10 threes tonight, but went just 1 of 7 from the free throw line. For the Colts, Dane Singleton. All you need to know right there, as Singleton finished with 22 points. Amazing shooting night for him. I don't know if he missed more than a couple of times.
He missed 3 shots. That was it.
That's a pretty incredible night. 3 for 3 for the senior at the line as he had 22 points to lead all scores. 9 for Justice Huey, 8 for Eibel. He had a couple of threes, 1 to start the game and 1 in the fourth period. Cordell West finished with 6-4 for Gunnar Davis and 2 for Jacob Burris as the Colts hit 3 threes as a team and went 4 of 6 at the free throw line. You got lots more to add to what I just said, but it was an entertaining game, even though at one point the Cats led by 14 or 16, and the Colts kept battling back, trying to get it to single digits, and it got to be some up and down and good scoring there for a while. There was a couple of times during this game